Hey guys, ILene Vick here for Teaching Adult Coloring with ILene Vick. It is Saturday, May 29th at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, and I am live here on Facebook. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And don't forget, for those of you who watch me on YouTube, this video is from my Facebook live broadcast, and I upload it every day for your enjoyment. Hi, Julie. All right, so let's talk about, we've got contests going on as we normally do. Next Sunday is the end of the fairy contest. Please get your entries in. Yeah, I tried my transfer, Ashley. Thank you so much. That was a neat idea. I'm looking into some stickers as well. I've used stickers before. Did you laugh when you saw me do it? So next Sunday is our fairy contest that ends. From Color with Claire, the contest is a $20 international gift certificate to anybody that lives within a service area of Amazon. And then Sunday, June 13th, Dawn Boyer's contest ends. That's the Katina coloring, and that the prize is autographed books from her. So yeah, we got some pretty neat things coming up, guys. For those of you watching on YouTube, join my Facebook group. It goes to video on Facebook as well, so. Okay. So let me test my camera and get that going. Hi, Melissa. Zoom in. Zoom out. Okay. Hi, Melba. Claire's contest ends June 6th. Dawn's contest ends the 13th. Hello, Christy. Okay. So I just finished my project out of the Posh coloring book. Had a lot of fun showing that to you. Okay, let's see here. Oh, Melissa, that's absolutely wonderful. You're camping for the next week and you just got the internet set up yesterday so you can see every night. Oh, Melissa, you're supposed to be camping. Well, Julie, that's why you love me. Because I meet needs, and we're doing a Bennett Klein. Okay, I'm coloring out of Color My Sketchbook 3. I have listed this in the group on the main page, just in case one of you guys gets inspired and wants to pick it up through our affiliate. Thank you. Fun book. Oh, Melissa, you're a sweetheart. So I'm going to do a super quick flip through of Bennett's. Love this one. This would be gorgeous to do as well. Oops, if I'm not so fumble-fingered. I was going to do this one, but changed my mind. Da, 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 dum. So this is a really, really quick, like, flip, 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 flip. La, da, da, da. That's so cute. That's good. Hi, Sandra Kay from Canada. I love the octopus lady. Okay, so that's the flip through really quick, guys. All right. So let's have some fun with this tonight. Da, da, da. All right, one of the first things that I'm going to do, so the ink dries, and I love doing this on Bennett's books. Zoom in. Is I'm going to darken some of the black areas. Now, I love to do that because it creates a high contrast when I go to color. And I want to show you what that does. And you'll start to see it. And sometimes I even like to add my own spots. Okay, everybody see how that's starting to enhance this page and make it look really cool. Yes, you can get his books through PDF. All you have to do is contact him, and he's been really great about doing that. La-da-dum. Okay, everybody see how this is starting to create now the really neat depth? And I can really see it on the screen. Okay, see that right there? As opposed to that, zoom in. Well, Sandra, if you have the budget, I would highly suggest that you get yourself a new printer. Zoom out. Okay, guys, see this? Sandra, join his group, Bennett Klein. Hi, Helen. You've been MIA for a while. What's going on? Everybody see now how this is starting to pop on the screen? Poppity pop pop. Busy doing a fun project. And what project, Helen, would that be? Your next book? Okay, now, if you can, hi, Rhonda. Zoom in. Please take note of how this is changing literally in front of your eyes while I'm doing this. Isn't that beautiful, guys? This is Bennett Klein. Color My Sketchbook. Zoom out. And notice now how this is really starting to make this pop. Da-da-da. Now, the reason that I'm doing my ink work first is I don't want to be doing it over pencil, and I want this ink to be dry. Zoom in. By the time I color, look how it's really enhancing this rose, guys. See that? I love doing this to Bennett's books. And what you're going to find is as you're starting to do this, you'll get very creative with it, and it'll be fun. And if you follow Bennett's lead on doing this, you'll be fine. And like I said, as you get going on this, you'll start doing your own thing. Zoom out. What do you think, guys, so far? So I've done this, and there, and there. Look at the difference between here and here, right? Oop. Questions about what I'm doing? Zoom in. Zoom in. So let's give you a close-up of what I'm going to do on this rose. Hopefully Melba isn't going, oh, ILene. Right, Melba? All right, let me turn this. Okay. You guys just never know what you're going to see when you sign in, huh? Zoom out. Zoom out. All right. Look how rich this looks, guys. Zoom in. Zoom in. Now, when you go to do this, don't do it as fast as I'm doing it. I've done this. I'm comfortable with it. Take your time. Play with it. Rita from Guatemala. Rita, are you packed up now? I'm sure you still got a lot to do. Are you getting excited about flying back to the United States? Me gusta tu estás aquí noche. Zoom out. And here I thought that you kept coming back, Rita, because you liked me. And again, even though I'm working in ink, you can see that I've got my paper towel underneath my hand. Where did you, well, thank you, Rita. Where did you see it? Funny you should mention that. I've got a project coming up that I'm going to be teaching you guys. Okay. Well, I know that you've been excited for a while, but I would think now that you're getting more excited, if that's possible. Where did you see that? Oh, walking down the streets. Okay. You know, Rita, it's really funny you should say that. Zoom out. Zoom out. This is something that I'm working on for you guys. This is my test sheet. You should have grabbed a picture of it, Rita, and sent it to me. This is going to be a teaching tutorial one of these days coming up. So it is fortuitous that you are saying that about the flowers. Zoom in. Okay, does everybody see now how sharp and beautiful this is looking? Bennett, I hope you're watching. Okay. Who knows, Rita, I might have taken your picture and done something with it. All right, do you guys see how super sharp now this is looking? Zoom out. Oh, that'd be great, Rita. Thanks. All right, look at the top half of this and the bottom as opposed to the bottom where I haven't enhanced it. I need to grab some water, guys. You see the difference? Yeah, that would be fun if Bennett did. Okay. What bug is what? Oh, this? It's a fly, I believe. Okay. And you can really see the difference now. Yes, no? Now, the neat thing too is I can take my pen and just slightly go over areas. Just kissing it. Zoom in. Don't be afraid of your black pens, guys. When I do my coloring in black, when I add black, you guys always go nuts because you're not used to it. But then when I'm done, you say, oh my gosh, that black really makes everything else stand out. Yes, it sure does. And I want you to watch as I'm doing this, especially on the close-up here, how that really changes the whole complexion of this. See, what I'm doing now is I do this a lot to Kirby Roseanne's stuff. Now, for the moment, I'm going to leave the pearls alone because we'll do those in a soft color. But I want you to watch what happens with these pearls when I outline them in this black. You see how they are really starting to pop out now? And I'm not going to go a solid black around them. I'm just going to concentrate on the bottom with a little bit of shading on the top here. Zoom out. Okay, so tell me what you notice now on this. While I drink some water, give me your observations on it. Throw some observations at me, guys. Do you notice that from the collar down, this looks a lot duller than it does up here? So my next question is, do you like it? Yes or no? Is it something that you would be willing to try? And you can do these on, you know, like a Hannah Lynn, for example. Okay, zoom in, zoom in. Good, Julie. This would be really neat on Jeff's books too. Have you thought of that, Julie? Okay. Notice how this collar now is really starting to pop. Da-dum. Okie dokie smoky. Let's see what else trouble we can get into here. And again, you wouldn't think that you could do this? Oh, of course it's going to work better on some pages than others. Now, what I also want you to notice, which I mentioned earlier, is you can take your pen and lightly sketch over these areas. So see, I'm just making very light wispy lines. So notice that as well as I'm doing. I've got a very light hand to make these wispy lines. Zoom in. See how I'm doing that? And in addition to those wispy lines, see how I'm adding that shading now, and that's really making that fold of that dress pop? Hold on, guys. I just noticed something up here I want to do. There we go. Zoom out. Zoom out. Look at that, guys. La, da, da. And see how I'm just doing intermittent lines right here? Zoom in. See that? Very light, intermittent. Zoom out. Zoom out. Looking pretty cool. I'm going to work in distance view just for a few minutes so you can watch the process. Zoom in. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring the lines down just a little bit. You know me, I like to go outside of the borders. Everybody see how I'm doing that? Okay. Now, we really want to distinguish between this buglet and the woman. Now, obviously, that's going to happen with color, okay? Let me go ahead and finish up her clothing. All right, so let's see. That's probably buglet right there. No, this is clothing. Zoom out. Oh, okay, Christy, thank you. Okay. Okay, I'm going to use a thicker pen now because I really want to emphasize this bee. I think you're right, Christy. Thanks so much. Zoom in. Okay, so let's go ahead and emphasize around the eye. And look how beautifully now that bee is looking. And notice how I'm enhancing the in-between of the fuzz here, which is really making that stand out. All right, and notice here, zoom in, zoom in. We'll go ahead and emphasize the area between the hand and the zoom out, zoom out. Look at that. That should be popping right at you guys. And I haven't even started to color this little puppy yet. Anybody have any questions? Woohoo! Okay. Zoom out. All right. A couple more spots up at the top I'm noticing. I'm using my finer pen up here than I did down at the bottom. And the really neat thing is the more you do this, the more it's going to seem natural to do it on this piece. I think we're in pretty good shape. Pretty good shape. All right. Okie dokie smoky. And as the ink dries, it will look more natural. Not too shabby. Okay, now I'm going to take my Klein fix tip. So you're going to hear some shaking. And I'm going to spray this and that's going to set all that ink. Yeah, Dawn. I don't know how much you caught, Dawn, but I just went through and I inked up the whole thing with highlights. Oh, that's good. That'll be cool. I'm really kicking myself. I didn't do a show before and after, but I literally just went through and inked through all of this with highlights and so forth. All right, let me curl this back. And the really neat thing, if you were to come into the room like Dawn just did, you would look at this and really think I hadn't made any changes. So Dawn, yeah, you really need to see the beginning of this video. Okay. Dawn, how have you been doing? Zoom in. Zoom in. All right, hold on. Zoom in. There we go. Okay, and if you guys will do me a favor and let me know that the connection is okay, and please say something, I would appreciate it. The last thing I'm seeing is Dawn's comment. Okay, thanks, Rhonda, got it. Zoom in. Now, when you go to color, you're going to want to avoid your highlights as much as possible, but there will be some instances here where you will be coloring over them, of course. Because some of it you want is shadow and some of it you want the dark part of the grayscale. Zoom in. Now, I've got a light, a medium, and a dark. I want you to see this. My light is my yellow, the medium is a medium orange, and the dark is a darker orange. Okay? So let's go ahead and work on these. So for my light, I've got my yellow here. And I'm also going to go over the top of this flower with that light orange. Now, you don't have to. If you want to keep it that yellow, that's fine. And then I've got my dark. Zoom out. Hold on, I'm poking around for a pencil here. And then I'm going to take my gray, zoom in, zoom in, and enhance my shaded areas. Especially close to the base here. Zoom out. Isn't that beautiful? All right, zoom in, zoom in, now I'm avoiding my black, right? Actually, you can go over that if you want. Think of it as, you know, we're doing grayscale here. Make a choice. Either go over your black or leave your black completely black. Does that make sense? I hope. Make up your mind, ILene. Yeah, and the more I look at it, for me, I want the black to be completely black, but I wanted to show you this. Up to you. And then I'm going to take my dark orange. Zoom in. And then I'm going to take my gray, don't forget, and we're going to put in just that little touch near that darker base. And maybe up here a couple spots. Zoom out. Da, 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 da. So there's my medium orange. And again, welcome to everybody that's in the balcony watching, the observation balcony. So there's my medium orange. Here's my darker orange. And then a little bit of that gray near my black. Now, if you happen to have a spot where you're not 100% happy with the pen work and you want to alter that a little bit, take your black and change up your shadow. There you go. Okay. Now, I didn't enhance with my black here, so I'm going to do that. My pen. Missed this earlier. Medium orange. Lightly. Be careful near your pen because that pen is still, it's unsprayed and it's a little damp yet. And then my dark orange in my darker spot. Zoom in. And then I'm going to add a little shadow of a gray right here to make it look like there's a lip. So Rhonda says, I can never get my yellow pencils to show up well no matter what I'm working on. That yellow is perfect. Okay. Maybe not using, see how the shadow now is making that look like there's a lip on the outside? Maybe you're not using a bright enough yellow, Rhonda, that you're a little too timid with it. I'm going to enhance this gray a little to make that lip show up. See how I'm doing that? And be sure you blend it in. And I want a lip right here, so I'm going to put a little gray right here, not much. So Rhonda, did looking at this help answer your question? There's my medium orange right here. Here's my darker orange on Bennett's sketch here, where he put that in. Okay, Rhonda, good. And a little bit of shadowing right here to get that lip. See how that created that lip right here on the outside? And back here. Zoom out. Okay, one more little touch, guys. We want this puppy to look soft, okay? White blender pencil. Or white Prismacolor, I call it a blender. And I'm very judiciously now going to go over each leaf. Now, you've got to be careful because you've got grays in here that you're using. If you put too much pressure on it or too many passes, you're going to smudge all your colors. And you're going to totally defeat what you just put on there. So when you go to do this, I forgot a leaf. Okay, petal, petal. There I go again. I call them, I call them leaves, right? Zoom out. Zoom out. I'd say that's pretty bold looking. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, one more little touch. But wait, there's more. Zoom in. Zoom in. Now, to me, these flowers should have these little specks on them. So I'm using a Sharpie ultra fine point. Just those little extra touches, guys. Zoom out. There you go. Questions? Alrighty. Let me grab some more water. Alrighty. Alrighty. Yeah, and Rita, if you get back to taking a picture of that beautiful yellow flower, take several angles and close-ups, please. Okay. Zoom in. Zoom in. Pink water-based marker. Tint in my color. By the way, Rhonda, that whoops, whoa, that's not a rose. That Fabergé egg, beautiful. Now, here is a perfect example. Rhonda, it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. Take your time. Okay, this is a perfect example why I always tell you to tint in something. Zoom out. See how that rose is now beautifully defined? So I can start to play with the colors now. Now don't fuss because you don't have markers. You can do this with pencil. That actually looks very pretty the way it is. Now I'm coming in with a darker marker. This is a blood red marker. And in this case, you can see that I'm going over my black pen, right? And remember, if you want to be able to smudge it, you got to smudge it right away. Well, Rhonda, I love it when I see vast improvement with my peeps, and I'm seeing that in you. Now, don't get me wrong, I know a lot of people come in with skills, gorgeous. Oh, this is pretty. And don't forget that repeated strokes with your marker darkens. Zoom out. And I'm thinking I don't want to do too much more with that. I think that rose looks absolutely gorgeous the way it is. What do you guys think? I love this color marker. Oh, who doesn't name their colors? But it's a beautiful zoom in, zoom in. It's kind of like an antique red. Isn't that beautiful? Zoom out, zoom out. And I'm going to take a little bit of gray. Now, don't get stupid with this because you don't want it to get too dark. But I'm going to enhance that red just a little bit more. I'm going to make it richer by putting some of this gray on it. And I'm not going to fuss with that too much because I'll over fuss it and I'll mess it up. So 2 markers and a gray pencil. There you go. Zoom in. All right. So to me that looks like an antique-ish rose, which fits with this because this outfit looks, I don't know, what do I want to say, Victorian kind of. And if you want to soften up that rose a little bit, very, very lightly on some of the areas, not all. So I'm mostly staying on the lighter parts with my white pencil. There you go. And if you put it in the wrong spot, I don't like it there, I made it pink again. Questions? Okie dokie. We are on a roll. Zoom in. Okay. In my darker areas, now I didn't do too much with this with my pen. There was a reason for that. And the reason is I use the dark around the outside here on these other pieces. So I wanted to go ahead and pretty much leave this one alone. So I'm following my dark, medium, light convention on my grayscale. So there's my dark. I lied. That's my medium, excuse me. Here's my dark. That other pencil I was using was my medium. And now I'm going to use my light. Now this is where you can enhance if you have too many light areas. Go back and add your own shading. Okay. Now I'm going to pop up here. This is my medium this time. I actually picked up the right pencil. Then I'm going to go in with my dark. Now, this time on my dark, I'm also going over some of that black. Because remember, in your grayscale, even when there's black like that, it's still going to pick up the color, I'm so sorry, that you're putting on it. And there's my light. So it depends if you want your black to stay just the black or whether you want to enhance it. Now, right here, I'll leave that. Zoom out. Zoom out. Here we go. Now, in this case, I don't feel the need to put in any gray, so I'm going to leave it alone. I don't want you to fall too much in the formula coloring that you say, oh, I gotta, put my colors in and then I got a gray in. No, use your judgment. Excuse me while I get some more water. Okay. All right, let me look at this a minute and figure out what's what. Okay, I think that's green leaf there from the rose. Zoom in. I'm going to start with my light. And I'm going with zoom in. What I feel is kind of an antique-ish looking green, which is a soft green. And then a medium green. And then I'm going to come back actually with some white. And soften up that medium green. It's a little harsher than what I want. Oh, I'm so sorry. Zoom out. Coming along. Zoom in. So I'm going to put a very light purple on here till I figure out what's going on. Medium purple. then as soon as I find it, it'll be a dark purple. All right, now, hey Cass, that looks very popcorny. Zoom in. So now we need to be careful here. Kathy has entered the room. And I'm going to blend first my light color, okay? And then I'll go over my mediums. So notice I'm not doing the whole thing to blend this. I'm selectively blending. And then I'll go over my darks. Now, I'm going to take a little bit of pink marker, and I'm going to put a little bit of pink highlight on this puppy. I just thought that would look cool. And let's get this part blended a little better. Zoom out. Hey, Stephanie. Zoom out. Not too shabby. So for those of you that just popped into the room, zoom out. I'm working on Bennett Klein, Color My Sketchbook 3. I want to look at something here. Oh, he doesn't have a 3 on there. Okay, so that's 3. All right, let's do another rose. Zoom in. Zoom in. All right. So this is a Prismacolor 937. And this is a pretty hefty red. Yes, this is grayscale. It's Bennett Klein. Yes, ma'am. And Kathy, you really need to watch this from the beginning because I went through and emphasized a lot of shadow in this. Okay, and now I'm using a Cool Bank Light Tomato color, C122 to be exact. So not only is it grayscale, but it's enhanced by me. Okay, zoom out. Now, I don't want to get too light with this. Ah. Yes, Kathy, this will be on YouTube, minus the comments in this live broadcast. Every program that I do on Facebook goes up to YouTube. I load it up there. All right, this time I'm choosing blender pencil because I don't want to use the white to pale this out anymore. And everybody see how beautifully now this is shading up and blending. That's why I'm doing a distance view. I want you to see this. Isn't that gorgeous? Zoom out. Ah. I hope you guys are enjoying watching this as much as I'm enjoying doing this for you. I'm going to take my blender pencil to this rose over here. I decided I still want to soften that up and merge it a little more. There we go. Okay. So let's see what other trouble I can get into here. Why, Rhonda, why would this give you nightmares? Oh no, don't tell me that. Oh. Zoom in. Zoom in. Okay. Now, on this flower, my light color is the medium color from this last one. Oh, just a little creepy. I gotcha. Okay. You're talking about the subject matter. Hi, Amy. Amy has entered the room. Amy, always glad to see ya. You're going to really want to watch this video, though, from the beginning. Oh, Kathy, that's wonderful. Good for you, Kathy. Okay, now remember, this light orange is the medium orange from this flower here. Yeah, Amy, it's important on this video because I've done something with all these flowers. I basically enhanced them with black pen, and you really need to see that. Okay, so the medium orange on here is my light color here. Then I'm going to go with my medium. Zoom out. And then I'm going to go with my dark orange. Zoom in. Zoom in. So there's my dark now next to my dark black pen that I put in at the beginning of this video. And look how cool that looks, guys. I mean, dimension, dimension, dimension. So can you guys see, here's my medium orange right here. Now I'm going with my dark orange right next to my black pen. And look how that pops. Zoom out. Haven't blended yet. Haven't put in the gray. Look at that. Okay, blender pencil on my light parts. Be very, very careful when you blend with your blender pencil on grayscale coloring books because they come up sometimes mushy gray. So test it, play with it. All right, Melba's back in the room. Well, that's good, Amy. All right, now, watch, guys. Zoom in. Zoom in. All right, we want our little ridges around the flowers to show. Better. Gray pencil. Just a little bit. See how that ridge is popping up now? Notice as I'm putting the gray just slightly in from the edge that it causes that area between the gray and the outer edge to pop. And it's just that simple little shading. It takes 2 seconds. And there you go. Okay, now because I've got to be careful of grayscale tinge, now I'm going to come in with a little bit of white pencil on my yellow, excuse me, on my lightest color, which again is my medium color from here. And soften that up. But don't get overzealous with it, guys. Out. Oh, got a spot. All right. Zoom out. Not too shabby. Okay. So now I'm going to go through and let's see, there's a good medium. Don't you love it when I start a sentence and then just kind of quit? Oh my. My little choo-choo train of thought sometimes gets derailed. Hey, Wanda. Okay, choo-choo train's back on track. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is go through, and I have a light, a medium, and a dark green. Let me show you. Zoom in. So here's my light. It happens to be a Prismacolor 912. Here's my medium, and that is it's a Crayola watercolor of all things. And here is my dark, which is a forest green. Now, I need to go to a little bit darker here. All right. Yeah, I like that better. And that is a Premium Olive by Coolbank 027. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through, because we need to start seeing what's what on this little puppy. Zoom in, zoom in. Now, you know I'm kind of keeping that greenish antique-y look. Zoom out. That was way too close. Let's see, those are flowers. Okay. And again, guys, if you are coming in late, I'm doing Bennett Klein's Sketchbook 3. You really need to watch the video from the beginning. All right. And this is where I can start defining the stalks. Now, again, remember when I went with the black underneath the pearls? In this case, I'm going to go ahead and color that with this green. And I shouldn't have colored that little section right there because that's the collar. So I'll carefully erase that. And this is where, if you're doing grayscale and you encounter black, unless it's a jet black background, this is where you want to lightly go over it with your pencil, and that black will take on the tint of your color. Right, Wanda? Okay, so here's the green. Wanda, why don't you tell us your experience with using black on, I'm sorry, using color on darker backgrounds in grayscale, or anything darker in grayscale. Zoom out. Zoom out. Wanda, please talk about your experience of using pencil over darker shades of grayscale, please. You know how everybody, including you in the beginning, have heebie-jeebies about that. All right, can you guys see now how this is really starting to come together now with this green in here? So Wanda, what you're saying is that even though you have a darker area, to still go ahead, I mean, unless it's jet black. We're talking like jet black there. Let's see what we got here. I think that's a flower. Yeah, Rhonda, you're talking about the Fabergé egg. Oh my gosh, Rhonda, you're knocking it out of the park. So Rhonda, tell me about your experiences with grayscale. Yeah, even if it is jet black, you can add color to it. I've got some books though that I wouldn't add color to it. And I'll be showing that. You can or you can't. It's either way. Okay. So we've got some green spiky things here. And again, guys, I'm tinting my green. I'm not even blending it yet. So Rhonda says she really likes grayscale. I've experienced some parts not turning out the exact color I thought. That's correct. That's what it does. But she just suggests. That's what grayscale does, Miss Rhonda. And as you do more of it, you'll start to get a feel for, I hope that's a leaf, yeah. You'll start to get a feel for what grayscale will do to your pencils. And hi, Lila. And of course, you've got to come in very lightly. With your pencils, and you've got to be very sensitive to your lights and your mediums and your darks. All right, and I think I've got one more. No, I'm going to leave that. All right, guys, what do you think? So again, I'm going after that old-fashioned look. I'm using more muted colors. Let me make sure I've got all my little leafy thingies. Okay. Yeah, Rhonda's having a little problem with the subject matter. Rhonda, you'll have to take that up with Bennett. Okay. So now you can really see how this is coming together now that I put the green on there. And again, I've tinted in the green, right? That was my light green on all of this. So you know I'm going to go back and start working my magic and doing the medium and the dark. Now, if you wanted to, you could go ahead when you first start this and do all your leafies in here. But you may find that you want to do something a little different after you've colored in some of the flowers. So that's up to you when you do which parts, because it's going to influence you. Boy, that sounds ambiguous, doesn't it? All right, so medium green. I'm going to start on these parts down here. Zoom in. Zoom in. Yeah, not everybody's a Bennett Klein fan, and that's perfectly fine. But as I always tell you guys, it's not what I'm coloring, it's how I'm coloring it. All right. Zoom out. Now, what I want you to notice is that for the most part on here, I'm going to color these bottom leaves that are supporting the whole bouquet and are the stems and so forth. I'm going with a pretty dark green on these. And that's what I want you to see. Now, what that means is when you go to color your other leaves, I want you to think about stuff like this. When you go to color your other leaves in this piece, you don't want them as dark as this bottom set. Does that make sense? Zoom out. Now, all right, now see the difference here? How this is nice and dark and these are lighter? That's the way I'm interpreting it. You don't have to do it my way. And in fact, I mean, you can, but You're the artist of your own piece, guys. Oh, Kathy. Okay. You didn't realize that from seeing this? Yeah, the whole flower is her head, neck. This we've decided is a bee. Weird stuff. I'm going to take gray, my medium gray, zoom in, zoom in, and I'm going to add that shade of gray very lightly to this bottom part. Anyone care to speculate why I'm doing that? Throw me some ideas, guys. Uh, if you are Lila, she's fine. She's doing great. The antibiotic really did wonders for her. She doesn't sound so raspy. Okay. Oh, you were thinking it was a man, Wanda? Yeah. Anyone care to speculate why I'm adding the gray to these bottom leaves? Stalks, stems. Yeah, I had a cat that had cancer in the mouth as well on his tongue, and unfortunately I had to put him down. Very painful. All right, but let's get to cheerier subjects here. Anyone care to speculate why I'm putting the gray on these bottom stalks? All right, and the other is we've got these pearls coming in, but there's a gap right here. Yeah, unfortunately, cancer in cats is very, it's not that rare. Okay, there's one comment back as to why I'm putting the gray on here. And what I'm going to do is I'm taking my black pen and I'm creating that next pearl. That's just bugging me. I don't know if I'm going to use pearl drops on this, Lila. Haven't decided yet. All right, so I've added another pearl on here. Again, guys, don't be afraid to do stuff like that. Zoom out. Zoom out. All right. So we're getting near 10 o'clock. I've got to decide, oh, what do I want to do here? I'm thinking of going a nice light blue for her dress. Oh yeah, Wanda, the pearl drops are wonderful in colors. Yep, yep, yep. Okay, I'm going to take the plunge with her dress. Taking the plunge. Let's see here. I'm using the side of my pencil to establish my first color. Now, this is where we've got the darker gray. And this is where Wanda was talking about, where you can put your color over the gray and it'll pick it up. It picks up the tone of it. Thank you, Lila. Now, see this darker gray? Zoom in. Zoom in. I'm going to fill that in because Bennett had darkened it here. And when I added my black lines, it still has white papers, white behind it. So I've got to fill that in to shade it like Bennett shaded his piece. So if you do something like that, be sure you're consistent with it. Okay. And then I've been, let's see, this side here, I believe that's still to be part of her outfit. I could be wrong, but that's what I'm going to go with it. Now, I'm thinking about extending her arm. Now, don't go nuts with me about this. You can do this. Simple line. Zoom in. I'm going to do this in pencil. And I want you to see this. So I'm just going to sketch this in. And if you're not happy with the way the arm comes out, which I'm not quite, you can erase. Oh, there we go. That's better. I must have put 20 pounds on her. Zoom out. And then with the gray pencil, you can go ahead and put in the same kind of shading that Bennett put in. See how I'm doing that? So when I'm satisfied with her arm, I will outline that in pen and then color over it with colored pencil. Actually, that's not too bad. Zoom out. What do you guys think? Do you like what I've done with that? Any questions? Guys, it takes 2 seconds to do something like this. And with a Kirby Roseanne's or with a Bennett Klein, It's absolutely nothing to add these enhancements. Does everybody see that? What do you guys think about me drawing in this the extra part of the arm? I need to know, please. All right, let me get my eraser piece in here. Rhonda, would you try something like that? Sandra says she wouldn't. Okay, Sandra, how come? Do you mind telling me why? Don't like what it does to the picture, or don't feel comfortable doing it, or... Oh, there, that's not too bad at all. Not great at drawing. Okay. You could use a French curve. But see, you could draw in this arm and then we could all blame it on Bennett. Oh my gosh. Don't anybody tell him I said that. Oh my gosh. I didn't do that, Bennett did. I am bad. Okay. Sandra, look, I want to show you something. Grab something. Okay, I have. Okay, see this front curve, Sandra? So you could take that and match the curve of the arm. Okay, see how it goes like this? Watch this, Sandra. So, oh gosh, I hit it pretty well too. There you go. Draw it with a French curve. Zoom in. Kathy says, oh, you're in trouble. I'm going to tell him. Okay, guys, see how beautifully that came in? And I used a French curve. Okay? Guys, I'm not great at drawing either. I really am not. And I think that looks so cool. All right. Zoom out. Zoom out. Look at that. Thumbs up. All right, guys, I'm running a little late. Thank you for hanging with me. Sandra, will you try this now with the French curve? And then just add the extra lines for the folds. Okay? All right, guys, love you. Please share this to your timeline. Good night, everybody. Love ya. Hope you learned something tonight. I had a really good time doing this. I'll be working on it further. We'll have some more fun with it. All right, guys. You know I always say this. I love you. Joyous, joyous coloring. Thank you for joining. Don't be shy if you have any questions. That's why I'm here. All right, guys. I will see you tomorrow night. Same time, same place. Have a good rest of the evening, guys. Bye.